One thing that you mentioned that I really love is like bringing a little element of hope, because I think that is something that, you know, with the integrative practitioner community, one thing that we really give to patients that they don't get elsewhere is a feeling of connection, and like that role of a practitioner as part of the healing. Like you are actually part of the medicine that gets delivered. I really believe it's that relationship you develop. And I turned on the news yesterday for the first time. I read my news. So I'm like, you know, I read newspapers and read online versus watching the news. It was overwhelmingly negative and, you know, and frightening. I actually was like feeling afraid for the first time in a long time. And I think balancing out that message that most people are getting with that positivity and something that you can do for yourself proactively is huge. And another thing that people could tie in is that there's a lot of cool natural therapies that are being tested right now. Like IV vitamin C is one example that they're finding that alongside pharmaceutical treatment, it's really making a big difference. And letting people know that like natural medicine is part of the solution here is a really cool thing that you can do. Yeah.
I think just letting people know too, like how their immune system works, how you get the illness. Like you just, I mean, again, if you're not watching the news like me and Jacqueline, you're probably better off that way. But I mean, they have the ticker that said, I mean, the instant someone dies, it's like news breaking. It's like there's the ticker and everything.
Right.
Like imagine watching that all day long. And actually I spoke with my assistant and I had to kind of calm her down because she thought, you know, I'm sure you guys have probably done it with your staff before during this time. I calmed her down and I was like, she was like, well, only information we have is the news. So I'm sure a lot of us are probably not watching the news every day, but we have to understand that there is news going out there and that's what your patients are hearing. And so you being that voice of hope and then just bring them the news, you know, say, hey, this is, you know, this is what you need to know. The news is that, hey, there's a virus that's going around. It's not a good virus. And the reality is the only way that the CDC is recommending to help is wash your hands and distance each other. I think that you as a doctor, if I said that was the only way to help your immune system, you'd say, well, I think I can come up with a few other things. So you have plenty to talk about and your patients are so ready to hear it. So don't just do it to social media. If you post it to social media, send it out to your email list, send it out to your text list, right? So if you're doing those videos, they can be held on social media, but then send them out to your other lists and start kind of bringing your news.